Welcome to another episode of the Key Masters. I'm Sven Rajala, and today we have
Florian Handke.
And we're going to look at IoT, OPC UA, and PKI. So let's start out with, what is OPC UA?
So OPC UA is, beside a protocol, mainly an information model, which is used in the industrial ecosystem.
So it's an IoT thing?
Yeah, it's an IoT/IIoT thing. So you could have your information model where you define your data structure, and then you also have the protocol side where you can communicate with your OEM, with your vendor, so with your machine builder.
So it's kind of open that a lot of things can integrate easily in the IoT world, or the IIoT world.
Basically, it defines the data structure, and the good thing is that it defines the data structure for different, let's say, topics like robotics, injection molding, and other industries, so that each industry has an aligned data structure companies could use. So the information model is always the same.
And this is kind of something that's newer then that came around? Or is it older? Or has it been around for a while?
It's been around
What's
for a
the history?
while. And it's mainly used for buzzword Industry 4.0. So it's a standardized protocol for devices which are communicated on the shop floor.
So Florian, how does PKI play into OPC UA? What kind of role does it have?
Yeah. PKI plays a major role in OPC UA because it secures the communication of it.
So like MTLS, like client auth, where you want the devices authenticating into hubs or other places to trust that authentication?
Yeah. So basic PKI or certificate use case, which OPC UA is in. And the very important thing is in Industry 4.0, where does the data come from? So where is the origin of the data? And also, can you trust the data which you see, or which you're trying to manipulate or proceed in the further process?
Quite an important role at that point to be able to trust this device reporting in, that I trust that connection, and therefore should, in theory, hopefully trust the data coming in because I've issued this cert to that device to authenticate in.
Yeah. And so OPC UA offers different security policies and modes.
Oh, like what?
And
just give some basics.
Yeah. So the most
like common one, or
they're dedicated to OPC UA. And the one you shouldn't use is none. So it's not encrypted and not signed, which is basically bad to use. But which is widely used out in the industry because it's people think
the easiest to use, right?
Yeah.
It works.
People think, okay, we're in the shop floor, we are kind of isolated. Why do we need certificates? Well, why do we need security in general? But as said, none is quite bad. So the thing you should use is signed and encrypted. So and I think in IT this is common standard. But in OT, it's more
kind of foreign.
Yeah,
it's a new concept coming. The world's changing.
Hard to believe, but that's how it is right now.
All right, so we know that we've got the little model of MTLS like this. How do I get a cert in OPC UA? Does it? You said it's kind of a protocol and a data model, but how am I getting a certificate?
Yeah. Okay. So what people are doing right now is they mainly use self-signed certificates in the shop floor because it's easy.
Again, the easy button, which is not the great button.
Yeah. So
or a very secure option.
Generating self-signed certificates, which with a validity of 20 years plus, because
lovely.
that's the lifetime of the device, and you will get So basically, it works. You have encrypted traffic.
So they're not worried about changing algorithms down the road or being able to have the agility to change if they need to on the crypto side.
No. And a lot of the devices which support OPC UA only support RSA, for example. So
not even elliptic curve.
No elliptic curve.
Jeez, you think?
And that's how you see how security is treated in this area. So. Yeah.
So definitely, from the protocol-wise, are we talking like, would we use EST or CMP then to get the certs? Or is there like REST API with proprietary RAs that would come in? Yeah,
so OPC UA has a standard for this. So it's the GDS, the Global Discovery Server. And it has a certificate manager in it. So, whether it's an OPCU client or OPC UA server, it distributes or it takes the logistics of the certificate from a PKI. So you can connect the GDS to a PKI, or the PKI could be in the GDS, so it's not defined in the standard.
Oh, okay. So some flexibility on how you leverage PKI to get the certs on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the basic concept of how certificates are managed in OPC UA. So the issuance, the renewal, revoking, and all
is all through the GDS.
Yeah.
From your experience, have you seen more of a protocol at all, or custom implementations? Like, what have you seen out in the field?
Yeah, so I think the most important thing is that PKI has the standardized protocols like CMP and EST.
Okay.
Then you're on the safe side.
Maximum interoperability then by using a standardized protocol.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And beside of that, I think that this is mainly the most important topic. So not to get into such a proprietary situation where you implement a specialized REST interface of a dedicated vendor. And this is also something the big OEMs in the industrial space are looking after. So they're using standardized protocols like CMP and EST. For example, Siemens or Phoenix Contact, big players in the industrial market.
Pretty huge names.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're leveraging, and that's good. Hopefully that drives the industry then to keep doing open protocol.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that is OPC UA. And the moral of this story is to look at using PKI that supports protocols to stay in a situation where you're not vendor locked. All right. See you in the next episode.